I wish I was the #1 movie, but damn, Bin Laden story. Everybody knows he got shot in the face. Why are you going to say
Right? No spoiler alert there. Like, Bin Laden dies.
He got shot in the face, and they buried him in the ocean next to Megatron. There you go.
My next guest stars in and co-wrote the #1 comedy in America this weekend, and a big reason why it's #1 is because this dude's been everywhere, on every TV show, radio show, podcast, blog, you name it. So there's really nothing exclusive about this interview, but it's Marlon Wayans, so it's gonna be pretty ridiculous. See you. You come on the show, dude.
Hey,
you're doing an interview over there. Now you got an interview.
I interviewed all the way over here.
Right.
I was just a promotion machine. I was in traffic and I was going, hey, did you see Haunted House? It's in theaters.
Wait until you see what we have in store for you right here on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to like us and follow us.
Well, you seem to really enjoy interacting with the fans on Twitter throughout this whole experience. What have they been saying about A Haunted House?
Dude, I retweet everything they say. Like, I'll get one bad review every now and then. Like, yo, I laughed a couple of times, but it wasn't as funny as White Chick. And then I get 99% of the reviews is hilarious. Funniest movie. Some people said the funniest movie I've ever seen. And I'm like, dude, it ain't the funniest movie I ever seen.
You seem to be very aware of the sort of the internet and what it says about your film. You're talking about Rotten Tomatoes, you're talking about the critics. And sometimes actors want to remove themselves from that
The
stuff.
most important thing to me is the fans. That is who is, when I look on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't look at the critics. I go, okay, critics gonna think what they're gonna do. I look at what the audience says. So if you have the critics that say you're 10%, you have an audience that says you're 87%, that's what I'm trying to hit.
Were you watching Paranormal Activity and were inspired to come up with a movie set in this type of found footage world, or where did the genesis of the idea come from?
I was watching Paranormal Activity, I was like, man, white people do dumb stuff in these movies. I was like, what if Paranormal Activity happened to a black couple? Called Alvarez, we banged on it for like, over the phone for like 25, 30 minutes, and we just coming up with jokes. She came over the crib and we just just jokes, like 20 pages, and we was like, you know what, there's something in here. And from there, that's what sparked the idea.
Yeah, I kicked you in your ghost balls. I got something for you.
But people keep calling this shit a parody. It is not a parody. Critics, know what the you're talking about. Before you critique something, you call it a parody or a spoof. This is a horror comedy with parody moments. It's not a spoof. I know how to do a spoof, but this isn't that.
So you decided not to make this a spoof movie. You wanted it to be a straight comedy that kind of reminds people of those paranormal movies.
Yeah, so that if you've never seen a parody of one of these, if you ever seen one of these movies, that you would get the movie, that you would invest in the characters. You would go, you know, there's interesting characters in here. They have a situation, there's a relationship that you care about. It's grounded. There's actually a grounded movie that has no ceiling, and we went to crazy places. We went to places that made 65-year-old white guys go, oh no, he didn't. I turned him into a 20-year-old black woman. No, he didn't, boo, is he doing that? No, they didn't, that's a Mandingo party? Really?
I was just trying to see how far you would go.
Now, do you look to your family members for advice on a film like this, even though they're not technically involved in it? Do you go to them for notes and show them stuff?
I always go to my family for notes, and you know, I try to take in what they have to give me because they're really smart about comedy. Keenan is like a scientist. That head you see is like people working in that head. It's a building. And there's like 3,000 employees in there going, all right, here's what you have to do. You have to do this. He knows numbers. Keenan knows literally everything. We call him the deconstructor because he can break something up like a crossword puzzle and then put it back together little piece by piece. But some stuff you just realize, like my brother Dame was Jehovah's Witness. So he was never gonna be like, this is a movie that I wanna see. He's not. Anything having to do with demons and spirits, he's freaked out. So he was like, I asked him if he wanted to do Father Williams. He's like, that movie's too dark for me. I was like, dude, didn't you do Handyman? Yeah, but that's different. And I was like, okay, great. And so, but Lil Damon was involved in giving us notes, and we consult with the family often, even the second generation. We consult with them, ask them questions, get notes. That's what we do as a family, and then we apply it or we don't. I had a different committee, which was Rick, myself, and the director, Mike Titus, and that's who we consulted with.
You got Cedric and Nick, and you got Essence and some talented people.
You know, when you're on set, people give you people give you jokes, and I let them improvise. Like we was just like, that was it. We do 2 takes like this, and then you improvise.
He must be Malcolm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How'd you know?
Psychic. I have a lot of powers all over my body.
What's next, dude? You got so many things going on. Are we going to see a little hiatus, or are we going to see you back out with
Going
something?
right back to work, man.
Yeah, what do you got?
I got a pilot I'm writing for ABC right now as an inappropriate father,
There you go.
which is me. And then I have The Heat coming out with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy, directed by a good friend of mine, Paul Feig. And it's a really great movie, and I'm playing her, Sandra Bullock's love interest.
Thank you for coming
Thanks for
by.
having me, bro.
Seriously,
Thank you,
appreciate
man.
it. Check out
Thank
the
you,
movie.
man.
It's in theaters right now, A Haunted House, and follow him on Twitter.
Yes, at Marlon L. Wayans.
Cousin Pete, Uncle Al, and Jack heatedly discuss Superman's new beard and who else could have donned the cape. The Oscars may be Hollywood's biggest party, but every year someone gets left out. Gray Drake gives you 10 films that deserved better. Fandango's Dave Karger drops by as Ben makes his Oscar predictions and dishes on Jay-Z's composing for The Great Gatsby. Amy Nicholson and Jeremy Smith joined Devin to round up who was a badass and who was just an ass in 2012. Get your film fix. Subscribe to Cinefix.